Hi, I'm here to tell you a little bit about myself and to ask you to vote for me on Tuesday, June 9th. My name is Marcia Day, and I'm running for the Greenfield School Committee, one-year seat. I am a homeowner in Greenfield, and I have 3 children in the Greenfield Public Schools. I've lived in Greenfield for about 15 years. I am a longtime resident of the Pioneer Valley. Actually, I have very deep roots here. In the Pioneer Valley. I went to school in Amherst and have a degree in economics and another one at a master's level in public policy. I work as a grant and contract administrator at the university, and I've done that for the last 10 years. My job involves a lot of analyzing budgets and doing that in the context of very esoteric federal and state and university rules, and doing it under deadline, and usually without all the information that I need. So I have to think fast, be very well informed about the rules that scientific research operates within, communicate clearly with people who are better educated than I am, and do that tactfully but forcefully enough that we arrive at something that can pass the muster and be submitted to a federal sponsor without breaking any rules, and that will also ensure that their proposal for funding will be as successful as possible. My priorities for serving on the school committee would be to increase the stability that has just recently begun to happen in the district, to develop more accountability, and to emphasize communication. Financially, if the district had a 501c3 type of organization that could do more grant management and development, then there would be some funding that would come in independently of the town budget and of the state and federal funding. And this would be able to supplement the regular budget. Even without an organization working as a fund for the school district, it would help stabilize things, I think, if you had a centralized grants management function that would ensure that no opportunities were missed and no requirements were overlooked. I know that people write grant proposals in various capacities as part of their jobs, but if you have one grants manager or one even centralized grants office, then you can coordinate all those actions. And that's not necessarily something that the school committee would set up, but it's an idea that if it came to the table, I would certainly support it. I also support the coordinated use of volunteer energy. The federal Serve America Act was just recently reauthorized last month, and it has some exciting incentives in it. It's a way that adults could volunteer in the school system, and they can earn credits that will result in tuition at higher education institutions. Parents or grandparents could use this tuition for their own education, but they could also transfer it to their children or their grandchildren. So it's a way that you can have a win-win-win situation. I know there are a lot of people in the community who want to jump in and help the school district to paint or plant flowers or teach something, and it can be hard to coordinate all of that. I hope that there will be one position that's a volunteer coordinator, and that person themselves could be a volunteer, to utilize all that community goodwill and energy, and we could get things done without necessarily spending money. The school district budget has become a more coherent tool for planning and control, and I was especially sensitive to this because budgets are what I work with all day long. So when I saw that the line items had been reduced and the areas had been reformatted so that you can really clearly see where the money's going, where maybe there's too much spending, and where there might not be enough revenue, now it's something that the school committee, an auditor, anybody can look at and get a good snapshot of the financial situation. The school committee should have a finance subcommittee that would study that budget and would follow it month by month or quarter by quarter and make sure that everything is being spent in a responsible way and that we're staying within budget. That would institutionalize the strong fiscal management that the district is starting to display. Taxpayers and families need to know how their tax dollars are being used, and they also need to know what positive things are happening in the school district. Communication, then, is really important. The school committee is in a position to educate the rest of the town and to inform the town council of what's happening in the district, and they can be going into the schools more, and I walked around with them as they visited some of the buildings like Green River, and get in touch with what's happening in the schools, so that they have the kind of qualitative information to go with the dollars and cents and the policies and the quantitative data, so that they get a really full picture. And those members who are parents, obviously, of children in the public schools already have a sense of that. But I think that every member will benefit from being tuned in to the inside of the school buildings and watching the education as it's happening, because there are some exciting things in there. And yes, it's true that the minutes are posted to the website now in a more timely way, and agendas are posted with at least 48 hours notice. But I think that the school committee could go a few steps further to make sure that they get the word out into the community about what's happening. I often, after watching meeting after meeting after meeting, taking notes and asking questions, I feel like I understand what's going on, but then I'll talk to someone in the community and realize there's just a whole lot that isn't known. And there's a lot of esoteric information that needs to be boiled down and conveyed to people in ways that they can understand in their busy lives. And I think that there's also kind of soft information that is about the quality of the education kids are getting and what the town is getting, what kind of value they're getting for the tax dollars that they're paying. I would like to serve in this capacity this year because I think it's going to be a difficult year, and I like a challenge, and I think I have the skill set and the kind of personality that the committee needs at this time. Again, I hope you'll vote for me on Tuesday, June 9th, and my name is Marcia Day. Thank you.